behind his head. A lot of gyrations from Nolan Arenado, but very stiff at the plate is Suzuki. And he swings and misses at a changeup. And Romero has another 1-2-3 inning. Welcome to the Cardinals. 2 straight appearances for St. Louis, and he's been good. We go to the 8th. John has it for you. 2-0 Cubs.
Join the team at Stevie J Broadcasting as we take radio shows live in support of our Illini. Win great prizes and enjoy the food and drinks with friends as we head to Pia's off Springfield and Madison Champaign the afternoon before the big game. Our U of I Athletic Director Josh Whitman joins us Friday, August 26th, just after 5. Wear your orange and blue with the staff at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill and US 1059.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
This is Gina from ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. If you're looking for a top-of-the-line air conditioner, think Amana. We carry all sizes and offer expert installation. ABC Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned, and we've been in business for 50 years. And for 50 years, the only brand we've sold is Amana. So go with a company that is local, dependable, and will be there for you no matter what time of day or night. ABC. Always be comfortable. Let us install your new Amana air conditioner. Visit www.abcheatingandac.com.
Wouldn't it be nice to visit a car dealership where you didn't feel like you were at an auction? Or didn't feel like you were being taken to the cleaners?
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Welcome to Sarah Champagne. At Sarah, they offer a one-price promise. Every vehicle at a fair price, no negotiation, only the best price. Sarah Champagne, Honda, BMW, GMC, Buick, and Subaru. SERRA Champagne.com.
St. Louis PDF.org on the web.
Cub right-handed reliever Eric Ullman will be facing Nolan Gorman, Albert Pujols, Paul DeYoung, the scheduled Cardinal batters in the 8th inning. And it's getting late here at Wrigley Field in Game 1, 2-0 Chicago. With 3 infielders on the right side. Gorman is 0 for 7 since a pinch hit RBI single in the game on Saturday night. The pitch in for a strike. He pinch hit for Albert Pujols and drove in a big run.
He did it at home, and that was a nice moment in a season full of nice moments. We haven't had a lot of nice ones yet in this game, but 2 more shots at the Cubs bullpen.
The pitch on the way. A swing and a foul out of play. Rooftop off to the left. Professional golf returns to St. Louis on September the 6th through the 11th at the Ascension Charity Classic. Don't miss your chance to see golf's greatest legends, all benefiting local charities. Get your tickets at AscensionClassic.com. That's AscensionCharityClassic.com. The pitch to Gorman. Low and in for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In only 1 inning today, the Cardinals failed to put a runner on. That was a 3-up, 3-down 6 facing Michael Rucker. Rucker came on with first and second, nobody out in the 5th, and retired all 6 batters he faced, including a strikeout of Paul Goldschmidt. The pitch, fastball away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ullman gave up a hit to Goldschmidt, but retired Arenado on a pop-up to the shortstop, leaving runners at first and third in the 7th. Ullman getting the sign. Gomes puts down the target for the Cubs. The 2-2 pitch. A swing and a foul. That's off the facing of the roof off to our left and downstairs for a souvenir. The Cubs have 2 runs on 5 hits, committing an error, and they've left 8 runners on, going 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. While the Cardinals have no runs, 5 hits, 1 error, 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position, stranding 10 runners. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3.
Cubs have kept the Cardinals in the ballpark today. That's been a big part of the Cardinals' offense in the second half as they lead the majors in home runs since the All-Star break. The Cardinals with 145 in total and hasn't really been the kind of series where we expect a lot of home runs, but maybe there's some in this Cardinals offense before it's over.
The 3-2 pitch for Gorman, swung on, grounded up the middle to his left. The play is made by Morrell, and the third baseman just throws him out. With the shift on, Morrell was playing like a shortstop. The play goes 5-3 as we pause for a station ID on the Cardinals radio network.
You're listening to Cardinals Baseball on WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, brought to you by Tapman's Towing, the most trusted towing and roadside service in downstate Illinois. Call 328-2424 for Tapman's Towing.
Left-hander Brandon Hughes is warming up for the Cubs as Albert faces a right-handed pitcher here in Eric Ullman. Pujols is 1 for 3, strikeout double and a groundout. One out in the Cardinals' eighth. Pujols takes an outside fastball. Ullman throws consistently at 95 with his fastball. He throws the slider. He's the fourth pitcher used by the Cubs. The pitch on the way. Inside to Albert. He throws the arms out of the way. 2 balls and no strikes.
It'd be very interesting if Albert gets more at-bats against right-handed pitching as the season goes on. I think it actually has to do with whether or not Tyler O'Neill gets his swing back or not.
They're playing Albert to pull, infield and outfield. Ullman from the belt. Nobody on. His 2-0 pitch. Pujols swings through a fastball.
The Cardinals lefties that normally play against right-handed pitching were all in the lineup today. But so is Albert.
Corey Dickerson is a left-handed batter available off the bench. Tommy Edman, a switch hitter. And right-handed batters, Tyler O'Neill, Andrew Kisner. The 2-1 pitch for Albert Pujols. Grounded off the end of the bat, a snake-like ground ball to the second baseman. And McKinstry throws out Pujols, 2 outs, and Albert is 1 for 4. 2 outs in the eighth for Paul DeYoung. I keep looking along the third baseline to see if I can find those orange barrels that are blocking the plate. They brought them in from the construction sites on the highway to keep the Cardinals from scoring.
Maybe GPS is off a little bit. Maybe they're having some trouble and they're don't have good Wi-Fi.
Well, they need a bloop and a blast to get back in this one. 2 outs in the eighth. DeYoung swings and misses. Big long swing for DeYoung. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. DeYoung in his last 8 games, 2 out of 25. With a home run, a grand slam he hit in the 8-run inning on Saturday night. And a swing and a strike on DeYoung, 0-2. DeYoung, over his last 8 games, has struck out 12 times.
Well, whatever the reason for the lane closure that the Cardinals have had on the base paths, it's time to open it. Running out of opportunities here in what is probably Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina together, their last time working here at Wrigley Field.
There's a foul ball going to the upper deck on the right side. It's still 0-2 on DeYoung with 2 outs in the eighth. And Molina hoping for a shot. Standing by the on-deck circle on the first base side of Wrigley Field. Our second game tonight on the air at 6:10, 6:55. Ricky has the lineups. 7:05 first pitch thrown by right-hander Adrian Sampson, 1-3. Jake Woodford is 2-0 for the Cardinals. Ullman with the pitch. Outside. A ball and 2 strikes on DeYoung. I would imagine Michael Rucker is the pitcher of record. It's up to the scorer because Assad did not go 5 innings with the lead to be eligible for a win. The pitch. DeYoung is hit by the pitch. For a moment, it sounded like it hit the bat.
Well, it looked as if to Paul DeYoung. I think Paul DeYoung thinks it hit the bat. He's running to first base because that's where they're sending him, but the Cubs want to look at this. I think Paul was expecting that to be a strike and a foul ball, and we'll see what David Ross says, and they do want to look at it.
They do want to look at it. I think it hit the bat. That's what it sounded like.
That's why Paul DeYoung's telling the bat boy. He went down to first, and he said, don't go anywhere, to the bat boy as he was standing there holding the bat, and the second he found out that the Cubs are challenging it.
Chicago challenging the call of hit by pitch.
The second that happened, Paul said, "I'll take that bat back again," and started walking back towards home. He knows.
And then Jim Reynolds, the crew chief, said, and so we have the umpire review.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, this umpire review brought to you by Clarkson Eye Care, serving you and your eyes for more than 40 years. I don't think this will take them very long. Hit the knob of the bat, didn't it?
It hit the knob of the bat, exactly. Better than the fingers.
Yadier Molina visits with Yan Gomes as Yadi was in the circle around home plate. The call on the field is a hit by pitch. And the Cubs have challenged. Well, it's taking them a while in New York. Again, we look at it on the big screen at the ballpark, and it's hard to tell.
Well, you know, there may not be a good view
behind home plate.
That's a possibility. If there's not a good view, and I would think there would be, unless there was a camera that wasn't working. Honestly, one of the views I saw was pretty evident that it hit off the knob of the bat.
Sounded like it.
And it sounded that way. And Paul acted that way, which I don't think is admissible in court. You can't testify against yourself. Or can you in this game? I don't know. I don't think so.
I've seen it happen before when a runner tags home plate and then goes back to tag again.
That's right.
Don't do that.
Right.
You've been called safe. Don't worry about it. Now the pitcher, Ullman, is going to take a warm-up or two. Well, this review is taking a long time.
Yeah. You know, I wonder if they get sound in New York.
I'll bet they do.
I've been in their facility, and that was not something we talked about.
I'll bet they do. We'll get the word here from Jim Reynolds in just a moment. He's the crew chief.
Well, Paulie D's not selling it well because he's ready to hit. He's around home plate. He vacated first. He's given in. And the verdict.
After review, the call stands. The batter was hit by the pitch.
How about that? A hit by pitch.
I'm stunned, and so is Paul DeYoung.
And that gets Molina to the plate. Molina, the last time up, got one up into the wind, was caught in front of the ivy in left field by Ian Happ.
So it wasn't confirmed. It stands. And that means they couldn't tell.
So a hit by pitch for Ullman. He has given up a hit and a hit by pitch. And with 2 outs, let's see what Yadi can do. With Carlson on deck, the pitch. Molina swings and misses. He was trying to air one out there.
Yes, he was. He came close last time, didn't he?
Very close. Hit the ball to the well, though. That's a cutout area from the left field line out toward straightaway left field. The same from the right field line toward straightaway right. The wall comes in considerably, probably about 12, 15 feet. Molina hits one off the end of the bat foul, out of play, and Yadi's in the hole 0-2. Molina for the series 0 for 6. Molina needs a little stickum for the bat handle. In fact, he goes for the rosin bag. Tightens the straps on the batting gloves with an 0-2 count. The Cubs have a 2-0 lead. They scored 2 in the third inning. Adam Wainwright is on the downside of this 2-0 score. Molina holding the bat down on the knob. Ullman with a look to first base from the stretch. The Cub right-handed reliever pitches, and Yadi takes a slider outside, sweeping to the right. Gomes keeps the ball at home plate. Well, just get the ball up into the air toward left center field. The Cardinals have the tying run. Molina at the plate. He has 2 home runs this season. Molina's last home run at San Francisco on the 15th of May. The pitch to Yadier, a swing and a ground ball foul, third baseline. Of course, Yadi spent a considerable time on the injured list, missing 37 games with a sore right knee.
Hasn't been the easiest year for him physically to get through this, and he's just trying to get through the finish line any way he can and contribute any way he can.
Molina back in the box with a 1-2 count. The 31st pitch in this outing for Eric Ullman. DeYoung leads at first base. The pitch. Molina hits a fly ball straight away center field. Caught by Ortega. And the Cardinals strand another runner. They've left 11 on. The Cubs come up in the 8th, leading the Cardinals 2-0.
Stop into Game Day Spirit to shop the hottest selection of Fighting Illini gear in town. They carry classics from great brands like Nike, Champion, Carhartt, and more. And with the new styles arriving daily, they're sure to have something for every Illini fan. Shop with them in-store at the corner of 6th and Green in Campustown, Neal and Kirby in Champaign, or online 24/7 at GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, where Illini fans shop.
At Jets, we don't just do it right, we do it better. Better like dough and sauce made fresh daily, hand-cut vegetables, and all-natural premium mozzarella cheese. It makes us better, like our Jets Detroit-style pizza made from scratch with hand-pressed dough baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. Celebrate their 44th anniversary with the best of Jets, a large Detroit-style pizza baked with Mama Jet's pizza sauce. With premium mozzarella and your choice of one topping for just $14.99. Online code LJETS. Jets. Better because it has to be.
How is the climate control systems working in your vehicle? Keeping cool? Clay Dooley can help schedule a service visit online at claydooley.com. Highly qualified mechanics in the Clay Dooley shop can get your vehicle performing at its best.
And with these insane gas prices, people are talking.
With the proper pressure in your tires, you can make a big difference in your vehicle's gas mileage. Visit Clay Dooley, 311 South Neal Street in Champaign.
With years of service history in Bloomington, experience Clay Dooley in Champaign.
Clay Dooley, 311 South Neal in Champaign. If you're a truck driver or know a truck driver, listen to this. Gale Frericks Trucking is looking for regional drivers who can also help with the harvest. Help with the harvest, drive in the Midwest, and always be home on weekends. Gale Frericks Trucking is hiring a regional driver who can help with the harvest and offers great pay and great benefits. Work for a local company who values your time and your family. Gale Frericks Trucking wants to talk to you. Just email Dixie at gftlog.com. That's Dixie at gftlog.com.
The Cubs have a 2-0 lead, and they bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. Our first game of a day-night doubleheader. Jojo Romero, the Cardinals picked him up from the Phillies for Edmundo Sosa, and Romero worked a 1-2-3 7th. The Marriott St. Louis Grand is a grand slam of a deal for you. Find the perfect room with the perfect ticket package by visiting MarriottStLouisGrand.com. Marriott St. Louis Grand, a proud partner of the St. Louis Cardinals. Franmil Reyes, the leadoff batter, rocks the bat back and forth and takes strike one from the left-hander Romero. Rafael Ortega is on deck, then Yan Gomes. In the Cardinal 9th inning, it's 9-1-2. Carlson, Nootbaar, and Donovan. The one-strike pitch coming up. Fastball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. No indication on the board of anyone warming up in the Cub bullpen under the stands, under the bleachers in left center field.
Romero just 25 years old, and it's interesting to me that the Phillies were willing to give him up. Hard-throwing guy from the left side.
Here's the 1-1. That's fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A starter most of his minor league career, and he was given a little bit of an opportunity to relieve at the big league level with the Phillies last year in 2020 is a rookie season, or not last year, but 2020 in the odd season. And then again in 21 and had a high ERA both years. Be nice if he could figure out this relief thing.
The 1-2 pitch outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Reyes. Reyes, Ortega, Gomes. Higgins scheduled after that. The Cubs have Nick Madrigal along with Nelson Velasquez. Wilson Contreras, right-handed batters available off the bench. Patrick Wisdom, perhaps available as well. The pitch. Ground ball over the mound, near second base, fielded by DeYoung. The shortstop throws out Reyes, 1 out. Maryville University offers market-relevant programs in partnership with local and national corporations, so students gain the skills they need to succeed in the workforce of the future. Learn more at maryville.edu. Ortega fly out to center, a strikeout, a walk, and we're going to have a pinch hitter for him with the left-hander on the mound. That's why we have a bit of a delay with Velasquez coming up to bat for Ortega.
Well, we have to play his song.
Now that we have that out of the way, Romero to the right-handed batter, pinch hitting, outside, ball one. Velasquez played in the outfield in game one of the series last night. He stands deep in the box, close to the plate. The pitch, swing and a miss. Ooh. 95 on the sinking fastball. Velasquez went down to get it, no luck.
Had some hop to it.
Velasquez, a strikeout, ground out to third. That chopper that was off the plate and in on the grass. Nolan Arenado swiped it out of the air, and with the throw to first base just got him. Another great play, similar to one we saw in Arizona with Alec Thomas. Then a ground out to Montgomery, ending the 8th inning last night. Check swing, a strike anyway.
Only 10 hits in this game so far. The problem is that 3 of them were by the Cubs in the same inning, and you had a walk to it, and that's when they scored their 2 runs, and that's the ball game offensively so far, just 2-0.
They should have had a third run.
No doubt.
Had a chance with a stolen base, but the runner at third, Happ, didn't go. The 1-2 pitch. Slider down, a check swing, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. JoJo Romero in his second appearance for the Cardinals. Looked good in Phoenix. So far, so good today. 4 up, 4 down. The left-hander is ready. The kick, the pitch. Low for ball 3, a full count. With Yan Gomes on deck. And Romero wants a different baseball, so Yachty throws a new one to the mound. We're seeing that more and more, where the pitchers will throw a pitch and just can't get a grip. The ball is either too shiny or the seams are down in the baseball too deep.
Been a lot of that lately, especially.
Now on 3-2 with 1 out. Romero to Velasquez, and there's a high fly ball hit well center field in the park for Dylan Carlson. He has it. 2 outs.
Not a day for a home run hitter here at Wrigley Field.
Not unless you get it down the left field line and put a charge into it and get it up into the wind now. With the wind blowing right to left field as it has for about the last 5 innings. Yadier didn't really hit the ball hard that he sent to left field, but he got it up in the wind and it carried all the way to the ivy, where Happ made a play on it. Packy Naughton is warming in the bullpen for the Cardinals. The pitch, foul ball out of play off the bat of Yan Gomes. Just got a text from a Cardinal fan who asked, what would our walk-up song be? And if I were playing, it would probably be Please Release Me. The 1-strike pitch, good changeup, swung on and missed.
I can't think of a song that has the word bunt in it, but if I was actually going to the plate, that's all I'd be doing. That's all I ever did.
There has to be a song name with sacrifice in it.
Yeah, could be. Or I'd take a...
or Giving You the Best That I've Got. Here's the ground ball to the shortstop.
That's it.
DeYoung fields it on a roll and throws out Gomes. Do or die ninth coming up for the Cardinals, with the Cubs leading game 1 of the day-night doubleheader 2-0.
There's a certain magic here in Cardinals Nation, one that can't be found anywhere else. Can you feel it? Central Bank is the hometown bank of the Cardinals. Sign up for Cardinals checking with Central Bank and get a Willie McGee 1982 throwback home jersey and 2 game tickets. Member FDIC.
If your child has a common orthopedic condition, that doesn't mean you can only get common treatments. You can choose Shriners Children's. Our world-class care is not limited to insurance networks or to what's been done before. The same doctors who innovate treatments for the most complicated orthopedic issues will help your child grow and develop properly. See what we do at shrinerschildrens.org. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
This is Judge Mike Carter from the Cowboy and Judge Show. It's on ABC on Saturday and Sundays. You can check the episodes out at MikeCarter.com. You know, the Cardinal Cowboy, he brings a lot of Cardinal Nation to our show week in and week out. You can go to MikeCarter.com, check out some of the episodes. Like I said, recently he had Kerry Robinson on talking a little bit of Tony La Russa and his time as a Cardinal and what it's like to be a part of the Cardinal Nation, especially with things as in focus as they have been lately with Pujols and Yachty. So go to MikeCarter.com, check out some of the Cowboy Judge Show on our weekends, Saturday and Sundays on ABC.
What do Ford and your St. Louis Cardinals have in common? One heck of a lineup. That's what. From Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years, to the SUVs with the highest owner loyalty, like America's all-time best-selling Explorer, the built wild Bronco, and the versatile Escape. Visit your quality Ford dealers for exclusive offers on the official truck and SUV of your St. Louis Cardinals. Based on IHS Market 1946 to current U.S. total new cumulative registrations for all vehicles identified as SUVs. Based on 1977 to 2021 CY total sales.
There's a certain magic here in Cardinals Nation. One that can't be found anywhere else. Can you feel it? Central Bank is the hometown bank of the Cardinals. Sign up for Cardinals checking with Central Bank and get a Willie McGee 1982 throwback home jersey and 2 game tickets. Member FDIC.
Attending your first Cardinals game, your kid's first Fred Bird hug, bringing the whole family to the playoffs. Life is full of moments that matter, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor can help you be ready for your next moment, big or small. Life is for living. Let's partner for all of it. Learn more at edwardjones.com. 26-year-old left-hander Brandon Hughes out of the Michigan State program. A 16th round pick in 2017 by the Cubs. The 495th pick overall. 2-1 in 38 games with the Cubs this year. 3.15 ERA. He has 2 saves and 5 save opportunities. This is a save opportunity. Dylan Carlson bats right-handed and takes ball 1 inside. Carlson, a much better right-handed batter, hitting .321 or .323 compared to .215 left-handed. 3 infielders on the left side. Carlson swings and he pops it up. Boy, Cardinals have done that a lot today. McKinstry, the second baseman, to short center field, 1 out.
You mentioned Rowan Wick. You mentioned this last night that Rowan Wick, who is their closer right now or has been, has given up runs in his last couple of innings. So it looks like another opportunity being given here to the left-hander Hughes.
And with a left-hander in the game, Tommy Edman will come up. He'll bat right-handed. Lars Nootbaar went 2 out of 4, 2 doubles, a strikeout, tried to bunt his way on, and was thrown out by the pitcher back in the 7th. So now it's Edman batting for him in the 9th inning with 1 away, trying to start something here. Donovan is going to be lifted for Tyler O'Neill. The pitch inside to Tommy.
So if you get some runners on for Goldschmidt and Arenado, do you think a right-hander would be in order? You have to face 3 batters, Hughes does. But I would think they would have a right-hander up just in case.
The pitch, low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes on Tommy Edman. He's batting .251, on-base percentage of .315. Nobody on, 1 out. Hughes is ready. The kick and the pitch. Foul ball back. 2 balls and 1 strike on Edman. 3 infielders on the left side. McKinstry up the middle. Horner 1 step on the outfield grass. Horner, a teammate of Tommy Edman when the 2 played at Stanford. Edman with 2 hits in his last 16 at-bats. The pitch on the way. A swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Edman is batting .251, 8 homers, 40 driven in. And he is trying to get on base for Tyler O'Neill waiting in the on-deck circle. One out in the Cardinals' ninth. Strike three called inside corner. The Cardinals are down to their last out. We pause for station identification on the Cardinals network.
You're listening to Cardinals Baseball on WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, brought to you by Tapman's Towing, the most trusted towing and roadside service in downstate Illinois. Call 328-2424 for Tapman's Towing.
Along with Ricky Horton, Mike Claiborne, I'm John Rooney. Jim Jackson is our producer-engineer at Wrigley Field in Chicago, where the Cardinals are down to their last out. Today, the Cardinals find themselves 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They have left 11 on. The pitch by Hughes, a swing and a high fly ball. Right field. That should be the game. Suzuki's under it. He makes the catch, and this ball game has come to an end. The Cardinals won 1-0 last night. The Cubs have won game one of the day-night doubleheader today, 2-0. Ricky and I will talk about it after this.
Ready for a unique career in aerospace? We're creating an inclusive culture where all voices and ideas are heard. Our St. Louis team is hiring engineers and mechanics to help build and support fighter jets, trainers, and unmanned systems. U.S. security clearance is a plus. Visit Boeing.com/STL to learn how we can go further together. That's Boeing.com/STL. Boeing is an equal opportunity employer, including individuals with disabilities and protected veterans.
At Bayer, we know that you can start small and still reach big dreams. That we create innovations down the road by nurturing the future today. That rural communities aren't just farms, but all the people they feed. That's why Bayer partners with farmers to protect those ideas. Because together, we're tending tomorrow's harvest.
There was this guy who became insanely popular. Everybody started following him. He got thousands of likes. One day, he called many of his followers out, accused them of being hypocrites. They got angry, called him an extremist, said he shouldn't be allowed to share his views. They would stop at nothing to shut him up. So they did what they had to do. They nailed him to a cross.
Jesus was silenced. He gets us. All of us. Visit HeGetsUs.com.
Hey, baseball fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in St. Louis. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
2-0 Cubs. It's a final at Wrigley Field. The series is even at a game apiece, and we have a night game yet to come. Jake Woodford against Adrian Sampson at 7:05. But the Cardinals just could not get a hit with a runner in scoring position.
And it snaps the Cardinals' 8-game winning streak. They played very well. They were looking for victory number 71. Perhaps they'll get that tonight. But they dropped to 8-5 against the Cubs in 2022, and it was all about the runners in scoring position today. The Cubs really weren't much better. They were 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position, but the Cardinals were 0 for 10, and the Cubs picked up all the runs they needed back in the third.
So the Cardinals dropped to 70-52. They were even with the Cubs in the hit column. Each team today in this game had an error, but 11 left on for the Cardinals, and they were 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. 8 left on for the Cubs, 2 for 10. The Cubs scored the runs they needed in the third inning. Should have had another run on a stolen base by Suzuki, but on Yadi's throw that got away from DeYoung at second on the steal, Happ wasn't running at third base. He could have easily scored.
He could have, and it could have been 3-0, and it ends up being a moot point, and it still ends up as a quality start for Adam Wainwright, who picks up his 9th loss of the year. He drops to 9-9. And probably most definitely his last start at Wrigley Field with Yadier Molina. Last chance for the Cub fans to see those two together. He picks up his 9th loss after going 6 innings. Only gave up 5 hits. Again, 3 of them were in that inning. He did walk 4 batters. I thought Adam's stuff was a little below par for him, but he was able to at least give his team a chance to win. and that chance, well, it didn't happen because the Cardinals couldn't come up with the big hit. Plenty of opportunities, John. You look back, they had the bases loaded back in the third inning. They had the first 2 runners aboard back in the 5th inning. That inning really hurt. A leadoff double by Nootbaar and a walk to Donovan when you've got the heart of the order coming up. The Cardinals just couldn't score.
The final 2-0 Cubs. More after this.
I love visiting with some of our healthcare professionals at OSF Healthcare and introducing you to some of their team. Dr. Aminat Olgan is visiting with me. So when it comes to dealing with high blood pressure, I wanted to hit on that topic today. It's something that kind of can sneak up on people, especially when they're under such stress.
I agree. Unfortunately, it's been known to be called a silent killer just because of how asymptomatic a lot of people are not aware that they have blood pressures elevated. You know, in the U.S., about 116 million people have this diagnosis, and only 1 in 4 of them have the conditions under control. So that's why we care so much about the blood pressure. And that's why, you know, every doctor's visit, we always check this to make sure that if it's not controlled, there are ways we can go about treating this condition.
Well, I know if we need more advice, we can go to OSF Healthcare's website and learn about high blood pressure and get great care, osfhealthcare.org.
Prairie Gardens big houseplant sale is going on now. Right now, you can save 25% off all houseplants, snake plants, monsteras, fiddle-leaf fig ferns, you name it. They're all 25% off. And fresh from the PG Greenhouses, where you'll always find help from your favorite plant experts. Just hurry in. All houseplants are 25% off for a limited time at Prairie Gardens. Locally owned, plant experts, and the area's largest selection of houseplants.
There's one name you need to know in car repair in the central Illinois area, and that's John Marshall. John is the owner of PDR Automotive in Urbana and makes it his mission to know that your car will start when you come to pick it up. John strives for a repair in the most efficient time possible and is the right person to take care of your car. From tires to engine to electrical to the simple oil change. Trust in John at PDR. 1008 North Cunningham in Urbana. John's team will take care of you like family.
Several pop-ups, fly balls in key situations for the Cardinals, and I hope they got that out of their system in Game 1.
Yeah, and it's really not the kind of weather in Chicago to do that. I mean, there are times where the ball's carrying here, and you just get the ball in the air, and you'll score all kinds of runs. But, you know, more often than not, the last few years when we've been here, it's been blowing in, and it really is more of a line drive place. I mean, you need to get the ball on the line and even on the ground at times to score runs. That's what the Cubs were able to do when they scored 2 runs. They found holes in the infield and made those 2 runs stand up. But too many balls sky high in the air here, and they're going to come down. You're going to be out. That's just the way it is. And we expect more of the same weather here tonight. So hopefully the Cardinals can square them up a little bit more, hit more balls right on the nose, and come up with better results.
Adam Wainwright, it looked like he might not make it to the 5th inning. They got the pitch count up on him early. He gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, and he left 2 men on in the 3rd. But he came back, walking a couple of batters, working around those in the 4th. A 3-up, 3-down 5th. He worked around a walk and an infield hit, leaving runners at 1st and 3rd in the 6th inning. Some way, somehow, he found a quality start.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. That's classic Adam Wainwright to be able to do that. Again, not your best stuff. Not getting any run support, but you give your team a chance to win. So I give him a lot of credit for that, and I think that's the kind of thing that teammates can look at and say, boy, maybe I can try to emulate that. And the worst thing is to go out there and say I had good stuff and didn't get anybody out, and to be able to say that you weren't at your best and still managed to find your way through it. Wainwright had 3 strikeouts and 4 walks in this game, very atypical for him, but. Again, the Cardinals with an opportunity, they just couldn't cash in. Several opportunities to cash in, and even with the right guys at the plate, too, and it just didn't happen.
Well, the Cardinals for the month of August are 16-4. They're 20-8 since the All-Star break, 70-52 overall, leading Milwaukee by 4.5 games in the National League Central as the Brewers will play tonight at the Dodgers, and the Cardinals have a Game 2 against the Cubs. The first pitch around 7:05 thrown by Adrian Sampson, 1-3. Jake Woodford is going to make the start for the Cardinals. He's 2-0. We're back to wrap this one up with our Marriott St. Louis Grand Play of the game after the Cubs beat the Cardinals 2-0. Back after this.
Hey, this is Tim Sinclair, public address voice of Fighting Illini basketball.
You're used to hearing me talk about my favorite team during the games, but now I'll also be talking about my favorite fan store before the games. I've teamed up with Game Day Spirit to get you ready for the season. Just head to one of Game Day's 2 locations, at the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign, or at 6th and Green in Campustown. Or check out GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, official fan store of the Fighting Illini.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands, owner of Lands Inc. Is your plumbing system showing signs of cracks, sewer water infiltrating the basement wall? How about the things you can't see, like your underground drain and sewer pipes? A Lands sewer camera inspection and exclusive pipelining process can restore old pipes to like new quality with very little intrusion of your yard, and most projects can be completed in a day. Once installed, this will give you peace of mind that your underground drain and sewer pipes will be protected from root and water infiltration and increase the structural integrity with a one-piece liner. Visit landsinc.com to learn more. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Here's what's on sale right now at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Thanks, Chris. We have Frigidaire dishwashers, $150 off.
Incredible savings. Let's go to the phone lines now. Caller, are you there?
Hey, this is Dennis Regan, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Well, this music is loud.
We have top-mount refrigerators in stock. Washing machines starting at $529. Ranges and microwaves in stainless steel. Plus free financing available. Wow!
Long's Garage in Urbana and Jasper Engines and Transmissions offer cost-effective solutions to your present engine or transmissions trouble. Avoid a costly new car purchase or high lease payments by putting new life into your present vehicle. Let Long's Garage install a Jasper remanufactured engine or transmission with a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide warranty and available premium service plan. Call Long's Garage at 367-3942. Long's Garage, 217-367-3942.
Right out of the gate today at Wrigley Field, the first inning was a sign of what was to come for the Cardinals when Lars Nootbaar doubled inside the left field line. He moved up on a wild pitch, and Brendan Donovan couldn't knock him in with a ground out to third. Paul Goldschmidt tried to hit the ball up the middle of the infield, but got it too close to the first baseman, and P.J. Higgins threw home to get Nootbaar at the plate for the second out. Arenado grounded out after that, and the Cardinals left one on. The Redbirds had the bases loaded in the third inning. They could not score. With a single and 2 walks, 2 outs, Nolan Gorman grounded out, and the Cardinals at that point had left 5 men on. Now the Cubs had first and second, and they didn't score when Ortega, Gomes, and Higgins made outs in the second against Adam Wainwright. But in the third, Christopher Morel got a base hit to a wide-open right side of the infield with the shift on. Then Zach McKinstry got a base hit to right field, sending Morel to third. Nico Horner came up. He grounded the ball over the mound, a ground out to the second baseman, Nolan Gorman, but Morel scored 1-0 Cubs. After a walk to Ian Happ, Seiya Suzuki came through with the Marriott St. Louis Grand play of the game.
A 1-2 pitch to Suzuki is grounded up the middle, off the glove of Wainwright, but into center field for a base hit. Suzuki drives in another Cub run, and it's 2-0. As that one had some top spin on it, Wainwright just couldn't get it, and he is not happy with himself. 2-time Gold Glover just couldn't quite come up with that. He's frustrated.
Ramil Reyes then struck out, and with Ortega at the plate, Suzuki stole second base, and the throw from Yadi sailed high off DeYoung's glove. However, I don't know what Happ was watching over at third, or Willie Harris, their third base coach, but Happ didn't move. He could have scored on that, but did not. Then Suzuki and Happ were left on base when Ortega struck out swinging. And that was it for the scoring on the day. But the Cardinals had a couple of runners on in the fifth, leaving Nootbaar at second base. They had first and third, 2 outs in the seventh. Arenado popped out while facing Ullman. And then after that, the Cardinals had 1 runner when Paul DeYoung may or may not have been hit by a pitch, but that was the call. And DeYoung went to first base with 2 outs in the eighth. The Cardinals' last hit was Goldschmidt's base hit off Ullman in the 7th inning with 2 down, and only 1 runner the rest of the game as the Cubs won 2-0.
Well, we knew the Cubs' pitching has been better of late, and it certainly was good here today. Was yesterday, too, with the start of Smiley, the left-hander. But Javier Assad making his first major league start. Doesn't get the win because he only went 4 innings, but he's got to be thrilled about his first opportunity to be in the big leagues. He struck out Albert Pujols' first major league strikeout. So the pitching for the Cubs is something to be reckoned with. And from the Cardinals' point of view, John, all you can do is just kind of shake that off And you have to be an eternal optimist in this game because you're going to lose a lot of ball games. So you optimistically just say, all right, time to start a new winning streak. The Cardinals had a season-high 8-game winning streak snapped here this afternoon, so start another one.
But since leaving the desert, the Cardinals have a total of 1 run on 9 hits.
Well, time to change that.
But that 1 run provided a victory last night on the Pujols home run. Today the Cubs won 2-0. And tonight we have Adrian Sampson 1-3 for the Cubs. Jake Woodford will make the start. He has been starting at AAA and has done a really nice job out of the bullpen, going 2-0 with a 2.66 ERA for the Redbirds. We're on the air at 6:10. 6:55, Ricky will go over the lineups. I'll bring you the first pitch around 7:05 as the Cardinals will be going for a split of this doubleheader at Wrigley Field. Now thanks to our producer-engineer, Jim Jackson, to Tyler Rosen in the St. Louis studio. Tom Ackerman hosted the pregame. Scott Warman is coming up with a postgame show. And for Mike Claiborne and Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. 2-0 Cubs, and so long from Wrigley Field for just a while.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball has been brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Crack open the game with Budweiser and enjoy unrivaled flavor and refreshment. By your quality Ford dealers, the official vehicles of the St. Louis Cardinals. By Schnucks. Opt in to the free Good For You wellness program in the Schnucks Rewards app today. By Shelter Insurance. Shelter offers great rates and award-winning service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. By Explore St. Louis. Learn all about the great things to do in St. Louis. Visit exploreStLouis.com. By Central Bank, the hometown bank of your St. Louis Cardinals. By the Painting and Decorating Foundation. By Dinovite. Get on track to a healthy pet. Visit Dinovite.com. And by Sonic Drive-In. This is how we Sonic. This is the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network.
Welcome in. It is the Mercy Cardinal postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network from our studios in St. Louis. Scott Warman with you, and obviously a disappointing afternoon for St. Louis as the winning streak is stopped at 8 games with the victory for the Cubs today by a score of 2-0. Oh, hold on. Put on the brakes, folks. We got more coming up tonight in Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader between the Cardinals and the Cubs after the scintillating win last night, 1-0, as Albert Pujols with home run number 693 and Jordan Montgomery with his first complete game shutout. And the Cardinals, well, the bats were silenced again. How about this? Remember on Saturday when they poured on 16 runs on 18 hits and then came back with a 6-4 victory against Arizona on Saturday and Sunday. They've only picked up 1 run, as John and Ricky pointed out, and just 9 hits at Wrigley Field. It's pretty strange, but that is what has transpired. But, of course, they've won 1 out of the 2 games so far of this long 5-game series in 4 days between the Cardinals and the Cubs. And as we pointed out, and I pointed out during the pregame show and the postgame show last night, is the fact that the Cubs, while their record isn't positive, they have played really good baseball after the trade deadline. Remember, there was so many conversations about Wilson Contreras being traded. In fact, he kind of had his wave goodbye in his final game before the actual trade deadline at the 1st of August. And, well, Wilson wound up staying with the Cubs, and they have won 11 of the last 16 heading into this 5-game series, which started last night up at Wrigley between the Cardinals and the Cubs. And it's the Cubs getting the better of it in the first of the day-night doubleheader by a score of 2-0. And as John and Ricky succinctly put it, the Cardinals just leaving too many runners on base this afternoon, as they were 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position, as they leave a total of 11 runners on base today in the 2-0 shutout against Chicago. In fact, you go back to the 3rd inning, the Cardinals had the bases loaded, couldn't scratch across a run. Then your first 2 batters reach base in Nootbaar and Donovan, and then the Cardinals get to the meat of the order. They can't punch them in the 5th inning. And then again in the 7th inning, you had runners at the corners, and you had your cleanup hitter, Nolan Arenado, couldn't get the big hit, and that was a part of the Cardinals leaving too many runners on base, again, as they fall to the Cubs by a score of 2-0 in Game 1 of the doubleheader. A lot coming up on the Mercy Cardinal postgame show. We will hear from the Cards manager, Ali Marmol. We will also have our player of the game. We'll have our move of the game. We'll take a look at the scoreboard as all games tonight in Major League Baseball. We'll get you set up for that matchup in Game 2 between the Brewers and the Dodgers out in Los Angeles. And we'll also get you set up for Game 2 of the doubleheader tonight, as we'll turn things around in just over an hour with our pregame coverage on the Cardinals Radio Network, as Jake Woodford will get the start. All right, we'll take a break on the Mercy Cardinal postgame show. When we come back, we'll have more Cubs over the Cardinals 2-0. Stay with us on the Cardinals Radio Network.
If you want to start the semester strong, Staples has you covered.
A gaming chair for my dorm. I mean, a desk chair for studying.
Staples has you covered.
A better way to organize my stuff instead of using milk crates.
A desk lamp to help me pull all-nighters.
Staples has you covered with remote workspace solutions. And now get 25% off desks, filing and storage solutions, lighting and decor with the purchase of any chair. Explore solutions for your remote workspace at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 9/24, in-store only.
Long live the moment with Topps baseball cards. Collecting is fun for both kids and adults. Packs feature everything from top stars, rookies, game-used memorabilia, and autographs from baseball players around the league, as well as special inserts and surprises. Find packs at local retail and hobby shops and on Topps.com. For more information on products and promotions, follow along on social media with @Topps and visit Topps.com to start your own collection today.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Carl works every day to improve the health of community members across the region, and it would not be possible without team members like Dwayne Linton, a nationally certified nurse in the emergency department at Carl Foundation Hospital.
I work with a team of people who really care about what they do and are very flexible and adaptive in rapidly changing critical situations, and I would trust any of them at any time.
If you're looking for an opportunity to serve your community like Dwayne in a supportive environment, visit carl.org/careers.
This is Gina from ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. If you're looking for a top-of-the-line air conditioner, think Amana. We carry all sizes and offer expert installation. ABC Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned, and we've been in business for 50 years. And for 50 years, the only brand we've sold is Amana. So go with a company that is local, dependable, and will be there for you no matter what time of day or night. ABC. Always be comfortable. Let us install your new Amana air conditioner. Visit www.abcheatingandac.com.
Prairie Gardens' big houseplant sale is going on now. Right now, you can save 25% off all houseplants, snake plants, monsteras, fiddle-leaf fig ferns, you name it. They're all 25% off. And fresh from the PG Greenhouses, where you'll always find help from your favorite plant experts. Just hurry in. All houseplants are 25% off for a limited time at Prairie Gardens. Locally owned, plant experts, and the area's largest selection of houseplants.
O.com.
Outfield is deep for Pujols, and the pitch is hit hard, and it is fair down the right field line. And it hits off the wall. Albert thinking about two, and he's going to make it as the ball got hung up in the corner. That's a double for Albert Pujols, and the hits just keep on coming.
They certainly do. Ricky Horton, welcome back to the Mercy Cardinal postgame show on the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network. Scott Warman back with you here in our studios in St. Louis. Albert and the Cardinals get shut out by the Cubs today by a score of 2-0. Albert, that was his lone hit. No home runs. What's going on, right? Hits number 693 as he had 2 of the 4 hits for the Cardinals last night. It goes 1 for 4 today. With that double, that means 10 doubles on the season for Albert Pujols. That is the first time Albert has had double figures in doubles since back in 2019. Kind of puts into perspective how he's gotten a little bit of the fountain of youth, if you will, for the Cardinals, soon-to-be Hall of Famer as he goes 1 for 4 today, and the Cards fall by a score of 2-0. JoJo Romero coming out of the bullpen today. Of course, we always talk about, and rightly so, Jordan Montgomery, but also Jose Quintana and Chris Stratton being acquired from the Pittsburgh Pirates, a part of some of the deadline deals as the Cardinals bolstering their pitching staff. And now JoJo Romero, of course, acquired from the Philadelphia Phillies in the trade for Amundo Sosa, who went to the Philadelphia Phillies. And for Romero, 6 up, 6 down in his 2 innings of work. And the one thing you can say, even despite the loss, is that the Cardinals haven't been forced to be using a lot of their bullpen when you think about so much baseball coming in a short span of time. The bullpen did an outstanding job after just 2 2/3 innings of work from Jose Quintana on Sunday, and you're thinking, boy, we'll have to see how you piecemeal this whole thing together. Obviously, Montgomery just out of sight last night, going the distance in 9 innings, just what the doctor ordered. But, as Ricky pointed out, Waino probably not his sharpest. That was what we saw today, as Waino, his line, 6 innings. He gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, both of those earned, had an unusual 4 walks, and he had 3 strikeouts, a total of 106 pitches. 67 of those were strikes. But for Waino, here's also an indication that he wasn't sharp. I know, it is Wrigley Field, but he had 4 groundouts and 8 flyouts. Normally, it's flip-flop the other way around. Normally, when Waino's on his game, he has way more groundouts than flyouts, but he had it the other way around today. But he gets a quality start as he goes the 6 innings for St. Louis. Romero pitches the next 2 for St. Louis as Waino picks up the loss for the Cardinals as he goes to 9-9 on the season. And so the Cardinals fall by a score, of 2-0. Also want to remind you, Cardinal fans, the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Busch Stadium. Buy and manage game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and so much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. So the Cards fall by a score of 2-0, and now they are 4.5 ahead of Milwaukee. If you didn't catch late last night, Milwaukee did defeat the Dodgers, so the lead was just 5 heading into the game 1 of the doubleheader. So now 4.5 with the Cards' loss to the Cubs, with game 2 coming up. And again, our pregame coverage on the radio network will get underway at 6:10 Central. It'll be a 7:05 first pitch. We'll take a break on the Mercy Cardinal postgame show. When we come back, we'll have our player of the game, and we'll hear from the Cards manager. This is the Mercy Cardinal postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
If your child has a common orthopedic condition, that doesn't mean you can only get common treatments. You can choose Shriners Children's. Our world-class care is not limited to insurance networks or to what's been done before. The same doctors who innovate treatments for the most complicated orthopedic issues will help your child grow and develop properly. See what we do at shrinerschildrens.org. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Throughout the 100-plus years of St. Louis Cardinals history, many have blessed baseball heaven with incredible moments. Few have achieved a career worthy of Cardinals immortality. This year, Edward Jones and the St. Louis Cardinals are proud to announce that Matt Holliday, Julian Javier, and Charles Comiskey will become the newest members of the Cardinals Hall of Fame. You can join us in honoring these legends at the 2022 Cardinals Hall of Fame induction ceremony presented by Edward Jones on August 27th at Ballpark Village. Go to cardinals.com/HOF to learn more.
Why is Jet's Pizza different? It's their Detroit-style pizza dough made fresh daily. It's their fresh hand-grated mozzarella cheese straight off the mozzarella cheese blocks. It's their incredible sauces and spices and the taste and aroma of Jet's Pizza. If you want flash frozen cheese off the trucks, call the other guys. Jet's Pizza, handmade fresh and delicious every time. Jet's Pizza. Discover the difference. Round Barn Center and Green and Neal in Champaign or jetspizza.com.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back to Trucker Lives Matter, presented by Gail Fredericks Trucking. Today we have a special guest, Donna, the operations manager at GFT. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Dixie. Thank you for having me.
Tell me, Donna, what's so special about driving for GFT?
First and foremost, our drivers truly matter. They get top pay plus opportunities for monthly bonuses, every weekend at home, paid holidays and vacations, and they are pre-dispatched so they aren't wasting time waiting on us.
Oh, girl, I love money. Tell me more about the pay.
We pay on percentage, so our rate increases have meant our driver pay has actually exceeded inflation. Our van drivers have averaged 78 cents per mile this year, and our flatbedders have seen 82 to 85 cents per mile on average.
Donna, tell our trucking audience how they can get on with GFT.
Our openings are limited, but professional drivers can call 765-793-7131 or email dixie@gftlog.com.
There you have it, drivers. Call 765-793-7131 today.
Illini Link is the University of Illinois Alumni Association's new professional networking and flash mentorship platform. Join the Illinois alumni community at alumnilink.illinois.edu. Network with other alumni in your industry. Mentor students or other alumni in a short-term or long-term format depending on your availability. Find a mentor for yourself. Join the Illini Link community today at alumnilink.illinois.edu. Go Illini!
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
If you're looking for a space for special events, Homegrown Restaurant is now booking. Catering events, banquets, weddings, holiday parties, taking your reservations now. Homegrown is a farm-to-table restaurant at the Atkins Golf Club at the University of Illinois that has plenty of terrific space for that special day with incredible photo opportunities around the golf course. And they can seat up to 200 in their beautiful banquet room. So call Homegrown today, open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. right off Route 130 and Windsor Road in Urbana. Open at 10 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday for brunch. For more, visit eatathomegrown.com.
Prairie Gardens' big houseplant sale is going on now. Right now, you can save 25% off all houseplants, snake plants, monsteras, fiddle-leaf fig ferns, you name it. They're all 25% off. And fresh from the PG Greenhouses, where you'll always find help from your favorite plant experts. Just hurry in. All houseplants are 25% off for a limited time at Prairie Gardens. Locally owned plant experts and the area's largest selection of houseplants.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
Pest Solutions, they provide preventative treatment specific to your home to keep your home pest-free all year long. I've used them for years at my home, and Rottler makes sure that mosquitoes don't drive you indoors. Call them today, 877-768-8537, or visit Rottler.com. Proud partner of the St. Louis Cardinals. It's Rottler Pest Solutions.
This is Cardinals broadcaster John Rooney. From a high-rise overlooking home plate to a home on the lake, if you have a home in Missouri, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is for you. Whether it's a farm, rental, vacation, or income property, Missouri Farm Bureau offers broad coverage to ensure your home and everything in it is protected. Because it's your home. And like Missouri, there's no place like it. Wherever you live, if you're a Missourian, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is for you.
To find an agent near you, visit MOFB.com.
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in?
Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or two, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day.
What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Mattis Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855. Introducing Homegrown, a farm-to-table restaurant located at the Atkins Golf Club at the University of Illinois. What happens when your foundation is local, farm-to-table? It's like eating out of your own garden. Local food is fresher and tastes better, healthier. It creates community and better community health. And Homegrown has Chef Ryan Rogers, who worked at Alinea, one of the finest restaurants in America. Homegrown, a farm-to-table restaurant, brand new at the Atkins Golf Club. Just visit eatathomegrown.com. Why is Jet's Pizza different? It's their Detroit-style pizza dough, made fresh daily. It's their fresh hand-grated mozzarella cheese straight off the mozzarella cheese blocks. It's their incredible sauces and spices and the taste and aroma of Jet's Pizza. If you want flash frozen cheese off the trucks, call the other guys. Jet's Pizza, handmade fresh and delicious every time. Jet's Pizza. Discover the difference. Round Barn Center and Green and Neal in Champaign or jetspizza.com.
Stop into Game Day Spirit to shop the hottest selection of Fighting Illini gear in town. They carry classics from great brands like Nike, Champion, Carhartt, and more. And with the new styles arriving daily, they're sure to have something for every Illini fan. Shop with them in-store at the corner of 6th and Green in Campustown, Neal and Kirby in Champaign, or online 24/7 at GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, where Illini fans shop.
Or group plan at DeltaDentalMO.com.
The pitch by Hughes, a swing and a high fly ball. Right field. That should be the game. Suzuki's under it. He makes the catch, and this ball game has come to an end. The Cardinals won 1-0 last night. The Cubs have won game one of the day-night doubleheader today, 2-0.
Back on the Mercy Cardinal postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network from our studios in St. Louis. Scott Warman back with you as the Cardinals fall, as John just mentioned there, in the final out at Wrigley by a score of 2-0 in Game 1 of the day-night doubleheader between these two rivals this evening and this afternoon. 5 games in 4 days between these two longtime rivals as the Cubs take Game 2 of the 5-game set. Again, right about an hour from now, we will get kick-started with our pregame show, the Ameren Total Access pregame show at 6:10 on the network, and John Rooney and Ricky Horton will have the first pitch coming your way at 7:05, as it'll be Jake Woodford taking on Adrian Sampson. Let's get to our move of the game. It is brought to you by A. Mrazek Moving Systems, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning as Adam Wainwright, pushing near the century mark as far as pitches thrown in the game, gets a leadoff walk, or gives up a leadoff walk to Rafael Ortega. Then he gets Yan Gomes to fly out to center field. Then P.J. Higgins grounds out to third baseman Nolan Arenado to get 2 outs as Ortega moved over to second base. Then Christian Morel, who had the only hit and was the only base runner last night against Jordan Montgomery, would come to the plate. And on a ground ball, he would get on base on an infield single past Nolan Arenado. Ortega would go to third, so runners on at first and third. They had a 2-0 lead at the time, and already over 100 pitches. Ali Marmol goes out to the mound for a visit, and one would surmise with JoJo Romero working in the bullpen that they would actually make the pitching change. That wasn't the case, as the longtime veteran Adam Wainwright told his manager, hey, stick with me, I'll get this final out. Sure enough, Zach McKinstry comes up, flies out to center field to Dylan Carlson. No damage in that 6th inning. It's another quality start for Adam Wainwright, as he only gives up the 2 runs in his 6 innings of work. However, he falls to 9-9 on the season, and that is our move of the game. It is brought to you by A. Mrazek, the official mover of the St. Louis Cardinals. All right, all night games tonight in Major League Baseball, besides the Cardinals Game 2 of the doubleheader. We run through the scoreboard for tonight. Reds will be in Phillies as Philadelphia won Game 1 last night, and it will be Braves and the Pirates at PNC in Game 2 of that series. Max Fried will get the start for the Braves in Game 2 of that series. White Sox are in Baltimore, the Orioles, what a great story they are. The Orioles, if you haven't caught it, they're now 63-58 on the season. The Subway Series continues in the Bronx. It'll be Montas versus Walker in game number 2. Yankees beat Scherzer last night and handed Max his 3rd loss of the season in Game 1 of that series. Giants are in Detroit this week. Halos are in Tampa to take on the Rays. Blue Jays will be taking on the Red Sox at Fenway Park tonight. Kansas City, the Royals are at home as they will be taking on the Diamondbacks. Meanwhile, Houston at home as Justin Verlander, who has a record, that's right, of 15-3 and a 1.95 ERA. Absolutely amazing, as he has come back and pitched just phenomenally for the Astros. They're at Minute Maid as the Astros will take on the Twins down in Houston. Also the Rangers in Colorado, and it's Cleveland taking on San Diego tonight as Clevenger will get the start for the Padres. By the way, Fernando Tatis Jr. met with the media today, and of course, as we all know, suspended for 80 games, which carries over into next year. And Fernando Tatis meeting with the media just not even an hour ago, takes all the blame on himself for not passing the test. And with the 80-game suspension, obviously hurts the Padres as he was trying to make his way back after his injury. Also in Oakland tonight, A's will be hosting the Marlins. Nationals are in Seattle to take on the Mariners. And as we mentioned, all eyes again out on the West Coast for Cardinal fans as the Brewers, who defeated the Dodgers last night, will take on L.A. in game number 2. That will be a 9:10 Central Time first pitch, and a great pitching matchup there, gang. Corbin Burns will get the start for Milwaukee. Tony Gonsolin will get the start for the Dodgers. Gonsolin now 15-1 on the season. If you remember, Gonsolin's only loss was right here at Busch Stadium against the Cardinals right before the All-Star break. Other Dodgers news, and it's not good if you're an LA Dodger fan. It was announced today by Walker Buehler that he is going to have Tommy John surgery And Walker Buehler is not only done for the rest of this season, he says he won't be able to return until the beginning of the 2024 season. We know how loaded that pitching staff and that rotation is for the LA Dodgers, but they take a hit as Walker Buehler will have Tommy John surgery, and he will be back at the beginning of the 2024 season. And that is a look at the scoreboard. We'll take a break on the Mercy Cardinal postgame show. When we come back, we'll get you set up for Game 2 of the doubleheader as we continue on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Hall of Fame weekend presented by Edward Jones is August 26th through the 28th when the Cardinals host the Braves. Celebrate the newest inductees into the Cardinals Hall of Fame on Saturday when 25,000 fans ages 16 and older take home a t-shirt highlighting former Cardinals outfielder and now Hall of Famer Matt Holliday. Fans using the ballpark app will also receive an exclusive collectible NFT. That's Saturday, August 27th. For tickets or more information, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
Experience the excitement of Live by Lowe's St. Louis at Ballpark Village. Stay in laid-back luxury across from Busch Stadium, and it's just a short walk to Enterprise Center. Enjoy plenty of dining options, including Clark and Bourbon, a classic steakhouse that features its very own whiskey room. Gather with friends at the Bullock, an outdoor terrace featuring handcrafted cocktails and light bites, along with terrific views of Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village. Sports and entertainment come alive at Live by Lowe's St. Louis.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands, owner of Lands Inc. Your heating and cooling system works hard for you all year long to keep you and your family comfortable. That's why it's important to have it maintained and serviced regularly. Our techs are ready to help you with all your indoor air quality, humidity, and filtration needs. Visit landsinc.com today for specials on a brand new train system for your home and to see for yourself why it's hard to stop a train. At Lands Inc., our commitment is to you, the customer. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
If you're a truck driver or know a truck driver, listen to this. Gale Frericks Trucking is looking for regional drivers who can also help with the harvest. Help with the harvest, drive in the Midwest, and always be home on weekends. Gale Frericks Trucking is hiring a regional driver who can help with the harvest and offers great pay and great benefits. Work for a local company who values your time and your family. Gale Frericks Trucking wants to talk to you. Just email Dixie at gftlog.com. That's Dixie at gftlog.com.
Out here in the great outdoors, taking care of yards. Nothing like it. Listening to my favorite radio station between stops. Nobody looking over my shoulder. I work for Spring Green. I'm my own boss. Full-time, health benefits, matching 401k, overtime, sales bonuses. I am the man.
Spring Green is looking for you. Want to work for the #1 locally owned lawn service company in Central Illinois? Apply at spring-green.com or by calling 359-2111. That's 359-2111. Introducing Homegrown, a farm-to-table restaurant located at the Atkins Golf Club at the University of Illinois. What happens when your foundation is local, farm-to-table? It's like eating out of your own garden. Local food is fresher and tastes better, healthier. It creates community and better community health. And Homegrown has Chef Ryan Rogers, who worked at Alinea, one of the finest restaurants in America. Homegrown, a farm-to-table restaurant, brand new at the Atkins Golf Club. Just visit eatathomegrown.com.
Wrapping up the Mercy Cardinal postgame show on the Cardinals Radio Network. Scott Warman back with you one more time this afternoon. We'll be back with you again this evening for game number 2 as the Cubs blank the Cardinals by a score of 2-0 this afternoon. As for the Chicago Cubs, Brandon Hughes, the left-hander, he picks up the save for the Cubbies. That's his 3rd save of the season in the victory. And that leads us to our Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance saves leaderboard across the major leagues. 3 tied atop with 29 saves in all of Major League Baseball. Kenley Jansen of the Atlanta Braves tied with Taylor Rogers, now of Milwaukee, and Josh Hader also with 29 saves with the San Diego Padres. In fact, Hader blowing a save last weekend for San Diego. There was a save opportunity on Sunday, and Hader, they have, I guess, sat him down and tried to find himself as he has struggled since making that change. And we know the struggles for the Brewers after that trade deadline deal that surprised so many, not only in Milwaukee and San Diego, but across Major League Baseball. So Hader, Rogers, and Jansen all tied with 29 saves right now in the major leagues. And the saves leaderboard is brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and if you're a Missourian, we're for you. All right, gang, we'll be back with you in, about 50 minutes, as it'll be game 2 of the doubleheader between the Cardinals and the Cubs from Wrigley Field today. And the Cardinals, Jake Woodford is going to get the start for St. Louis this year when he's been up with the Redbirds, 2-0 with a 2.66 ERA. But all of those appearances, which is 13 appearances this season, have come from out of the bullpen. He does have 10 starts this year, as John Rooney alluded to, with Memphis AAA this season, where he's 2-3 with a 3.14 ERA. He had 8 starts with the Cardinals last year. In fact, for Woodford, he has a total of 8 games and 3 starts in his short career in Major League Baseball against the Cubs, and an ERA of 4.32 in those 3 starts and 8 games against the Cubs. Meanwhile, the Cubbies, Adrian Sampson will get the start for Chicago. He's a guy that was drafted out by Pittsburgh way back in 2013. He's actually put on waivers earlier this year, and the Cubs picked him up. His first start for the Cubbies, by the way, was against the Cardinals back on June 25th, where he went 5 innings, giving up 2 runs on 4 hits. In fact, he has not allowed more than 4 earned runs in all 10 starts he has had so far for the Cubs, and he will get the start in game 2. So it'll be Woodford versus Sampson. Our pregame coverage gets underway at 6:10 Central, and it will be a 7:05 first pitch. Cards fall in game 1 of the doubleheader this afternoon to the Cubbies by a score of 2-0. And for the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, Ricky Horton, Mike Claiborne, and Jim Jackson in Chicago. And for Matt Pajeski here in our studios in St. Louis, I'm Scott Warman. Thanks so much for joining us on the Mercy Cardinal postgame show right here on the St. Louis Cardinals Radio Network.
That's going on around him. All right.
Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Check. I literally just create madness.
Well, they're up.
I'm going to go off here.
They don't have a great quarterback.
I got to take a break. I'm getting in trouble.
To win the Big Ten, you first got to win the West.
Bad Bunny.
Have you heard his name in a while?
No.
Has it bothered you?
No. Defensively, they got to come in with some confidence.
Is that even analytics?
I'm in a parking garage, kind of lost.
Terrence Shannon, Matthew Meyer, R.J. Melendez, Coleman Hawkins.
These trophy presentations aren't over! I didn't come here to go 5-7.
I'm so proud of Illinois football right now. I'm so tired of Joel Embiid.
We're not taking Patrick Corbin.
I want to bet the Bears.
Oh.
You are Reba McEntire's niece.
Roshan Russell.
Coach Bielma.
You no longer salute to yourself.
What?
We got all kinds of things for you here.
There's a lot of glass.
Oh.
Guys, we have breaking news.
Uh-oh.
It's the Drive.
Schmack Dogs. Hey, good morning, good evening, good something, good afternoon. I guess technically Cardinals didn't bring their bats to Wrigley Field today. Cubbies get it done 2-0. You heard it here. They will have an immediate chance to make that happen again tonight. Is after a 1-0 Cardinals win and a 2-0 Cubs victory, which the Cubs pitching has been really good of late. Derek, aren't they due for like a 12-11 game tonight? I would assume. I mean, the betting man, like you and I,
asking me?
We would totally go 12-11 tonight on a lot of hits. And
you got to get one of those in a Wrigley series.
Right.
You know it's going to happen.
Right. I mean, Goldie's now due. He's like, he had a hit there, didn't he? By the way, it's the Drive with Tay and Piper. I'm Lon Say. Derek Piper to my left. It is a Cardinals doubleheader and Cubs. Cards-Cubs doubleheader today. Cardinals win last night 1-0. And can we talk about that real quick before we talk about the unbelievable performance today by the Cubs pitching staff? In fact, I have a stat that my buddies accidentally sent to me. I just love. They're like, oh wait, that wasn't meant for you guys. I'm like, uh-huh. So here's the tweet, and it says, and it's a tweet by Jesse Rogers, who is a guy that I believe has been on our show once before. But it says, pretty amazing run by the Cubs on the mound since the All-Star break. A decent sample size, by the way. They have the second lowest ERA in all of baseball, just 2.86 after a win today, 2-0 over St. Louis. That includes games this month after trading 4 relievers at the deadline. So the second lowest ERA in baseball the Chicago Cubs have right now. And, I mean, what's one thing they've tried to find for a lot of years? I know they picked it up with Lester, and they did some of that with the free agency, but, man, was Kyle Hendricks on the hill today?
He was not, but he might as well have been.
No doubt.
And for them to have that ERA, knowing they gave up pieces of their bullpen, particularly, I mean, they gave up Robertson, some of their best arms at the back end to just ship them off and know it was a lost season. And this has not been a team prior to the All-Star break that you would say has a strong pitching staff or even really an average one. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
But
it doesn't.
Kudos to them for putting it together. They've been a pretty competitive baseball team here recently. Took care of the Brewers, winning 2 out of 3 this past weekend, and then throwing a very good game today with Javier Assad making his MLB debut against the Cardinals. Looked good, and then they get, 5 strong then the rest of the way from their bullpen.
Yep. It's amazing in that first inning, right off the bat, Lars Nootbaar doubles down the left field line, I think 2 pitches in, and, you've got a rookie on the mound making his debut in Major League Baseball. I mean, his insides have got to be going crazy, right? I mean, it's got to be like, oh, my gosh. I don't know how you wouldn't be nervous starting your first game at Wrigley and you're doing it in an afternoon tilt versus the Cardinals, and all of a sudden the leadoff guy doubles. And you've got to be sitting there thinking, oh, my. Then it's a pass ball to where Lars Nootbaar gets to third, and yet he gets out of that inning. And I felt like, and I know the announcers even at the time said, what a huge momentum gain for he and the Cubbies by getting out of that inning. He had to have gone over and taken a deep breath, almost like, okay, second inning's going to be a reset. I won't be getting in trouble like that. But I'll tell you what I liked about him. He pitches ahead. He gets ahead in the count. He throws a pretty hard fastball. He's kind of got one of those heavy fastballs. One of those, you probably faced it in high school where a guy would throw fastballs, but you just didn't really connect with it. A lot of times you're grounding out or something. Almost has maybe a little sink on it. But he had a nice little cutter that he was throwing as well. I know when Nolan Gorman came up, bases loaded, big moment in that game, scoreless, 0-0, and Gorman came up sitting fastball. There's no doubt, because the first pitch, Assad threw him a cutter, and Gorman just swung over it, essentially. And then he kind of had him after that. So I just thought it was a really good performance by them. Good comeback win for the Cubbies. Of course, it doesn't mean much in the scheme of things for them. It means more for the Cardinals, who won last night 1-0, but then the Brewers won at L.A. last night to keep it within 5. Now the Cardinal loss today means 4.5-game lead. Of course, the Brewers play tonight against the Dodgers, and then the Cardinals and Cubs go again tonight. I'm not sure if they've named the starters for tonight's game.
Tonight it'll be Jake Woodford against Adrian Sampson.
Ooh, okay. Can you imagine?
If you're looking for 12 to 11, it might be
tonight.
Might be tonight.
Can you imagine you're going to your first Major League Baseball game ever, and you get Woodruff? It Woodford?
Woodford.
Sorry,
I wish it
always
was
get it wrong.
Woodruff.
Always get that wrong. Woodford against Sampson on the hill, and you're going to look back at that in 20 years and be like, "Yeah, those guys never really pitched again after that game." It's like
both DFA'd. Right. It was 25 to 23.
But I got to see him in person, I guess. All right, let's rewind a little bit to last night, because otherwise, if it was just a victory that meant nothing, it wouldn't be something to talk about. But certainly the 2 things that happened last night at Wrigley Field were pretty incredible. One on the mound and one at the plate. We'll start with the plate. Albert Pujols does it again, and I still don't know how he hit a home run on that ball. That was neck high. And even
at 94.
Yes.
If it was in Kyle Hendricks' fastball, you'd understand being able to elevate and get up there on a sub 90-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 94 at his neck.
It was all wrists. I mean, that's how strong his wrists are. And Drew Smiley said after the game, he's like, I don't know how he hit that. He's like, I'm not sure how he hit that ball like he did, but he goes, but I gave up a home run to the GOAT. So it was kind of a funny, but Drew Smiley pitched really well. I mean, the Cardinals have scored 1 run in 2 games. The Cubs have scored 2 runs in 2 games. But on the other side of that, so for Pujols, that's 693. And then he doesn't homer today, and you sit there and think, well, what's wrong with him?
He did rip a double down the line. One of the few hits that the Cardinals actually had. He's locked in.
He is.
I mean, even I know you're gonna maybe roll your eyes when he hits one hard that ends up being a double play. I mean,
Right,
not gonna
right.
pat him on the back. Man, Albert, you hit that hard on the ground to short, but he is locked in. They showed on the broadcast today his hard hit percentage, if you're going to analytics, is way higher than it was at any point earlier in the season. So he is hitting even right-handers who he faced today.
Yes.
He's hitting right-handers a lot better. He's destroying left-handed pitching, and he's a guy that we've talked about should be in the lineup most days. He was today against a righty, and he continues to produce.
And you want to be a manager in Major League Baseball. A manager in baseball is second guess more than any other coach, I think, in any league. And today you looked at it where after Arenado, you batted Nolan Gorman fifth because it's a right-hander on the hill. So Ali Marmol decided to, instead of riding the hot hand of Albert Pujols hitting fifth, he decided to put Gorman at 5 to do the better matchup of righty versus lefty. And I'm not ripping Ali Marmol because I could totally understand why you would do that. And heck, if Gorman hits a grand slam to make it 4-0, then he looks brilliant. But, I wonder if Marmol's kicking himself a little bit right now going, I should have ridden the hot hand. I should have ridden the Hall of Famer.
Knowing you would have had a situation in the first inning where he's up with the bases loaded.
Right.
There's nobody else. I mean, Goldschmidt, prior to this series, would be the hottest hit on your team, and then
Yes.
Albert would be a close second. So other than Goldie, nobody else you'd want in that situation than Albert. I'd say, and we could talk about the ninth inning, they pinch hit they took Nootbaar out to put in Tommy Edman, who's, since the All-Star break, hitting .214. Nootbaar had 2 hits today.
Right.
And I know it was lefty-lefty if he
Right.
were to stay in there, but that's one you could say maybe. I get it.
Maybe stick with
It's
Newt.
easy to go, all right, lefty on the mound. Tommy's a switch hitter. Let's get the lefty against a righty. Boiler up.
Yeah.
But then there's also Nootbaar's been hot.
Right.
He's actually hit like 300 plus in the last month. Why not leave him in there?
I always wonder, if analytics came into that or if Ali Marmol was, doing something that I love, and he just kind of sat there like old school saying, well, you got a lefty on the mound, I'm going righty at the plate. But I think the one thing that Tommy Edman, I was thinking about this today, when Goldie and Nato and Pujols aren't hitting, there's a lot of blanks in this lineup, and we know that. Now, Brendan Donovan, sure, when he's in there, he's hitting the ball. There's no doubt about that. Nootbaar has certainly hit well since the trade deadline. He's hit over 300. But Dylan Carlson is really he's not impressing me that much. Tommy Edman, as you mentioned, he was hitting over 300 at some point this year. Now he's like at 240-something. You go on down the list. I mean, Paul DeJong, I know if you follow me on Twitter that you understand my distaste for him, and I want to like him. I want to like that dude because I think he is so important to this lineup, like Tyler O'Neill. But Paul DeJong is atrocious right now. And not only is he making outs, he's not even hitting the ball. He can't even hit the ball. It looks like me against Rick Green when I was 12 years old, and he's throwing fast-pitch wiffle ball. You know how a ball moves 100 different ways? It was the old wiffle ball that was solid on the bottom and had the holes on the top, and you could throw it like holes to the left. That thing would go right like a maniac, and everything else. I mean, all you were doing was just taking hacks, hoping you'd get close to it. That's what Paul DeJong's doing right now. He's horrible. And then you have Tyler O'Neill, who is, how gigantic would he be for this lineup? But he's not hitting. So you just go on down that list. Andrew Kisner can't hit. Yadi Molina can't hit. I know it's woe is me. The Cardinals are 4.5 games up in this division, but you look at the yeoman effort you've gotten out of Paul Goldschmidt this year. He is an MVP right now, right at 330 with 30 homers and 100-some ribbies. Then you look at Nato. He's right around 298. He's got 25 homers. He's got a lot of ribbies. Then you look what Pujols has started to do in this lineup. I mean, when you take those three out of the equation, which the Cubs did today essentially, then you kind of see what happens to the Cardinals.
It's alarming, and it is, as we talked about after sweeping both the Rockies and D-back series. Now, again, we're talking about two of the worst teams in the National League. How much did that move the needle? Because this is an offense that I mentioned yesterday has put up the most runs in baseball in August, but you do have to factor in the schedule. And with the Cubs pitching as well as they have, now the Cardinals are facing a team that's pitching well, and they're not producing. There's too much inconsistency in the lineup, and then there's too many holes within that explains why the runs can be inconsistent and you're not taking advantage in some big spots when you got runners on base. Now, today was a factor of Goldie and Nato factoring into that, like being those that wouldn't produce when you had ducks on the pond, as you'd say. But you could even look at the bottom three in the order today when you had DeYoung, who's hitting 173, and he's a train wreck. I don't know why he's still getting at bats.
I don't either.
I mean, maybe part of the explanation is an alternative, and really your only alternative right now is to play Tommy at short, and Tommy is not hitting well enough to play every day either. Yachty's hitting 214 on the season, and then Carlson is now batting ninth. They wanted to ease him into that leadoff spot when Edman wasn't producing, but Carlson's in the last month hitting 222, and that's been very disappointing. You throw in DeYoung, he's 2 for his last 22. Tommy, since the All-Star break, 214. Yachty on the season, 219. And then Tyler O'Neill, we can talk about the hypothetical of him getting back to somewhere close to what he was last year. There have been zero signs that he's going to be the same guy of hitting.
No.
The hitter we saw hit 35 home runs and bat like 275. Like, he doesn't even look anywhere close, and I haven't seen anything to give me the indication he's going to get there. So that is what is concerning for this lineup is as you go into the postseason, you know you're going to face better quality starting pitching. If you square off with the Mets, you know what you're going to get. If you square off with the Dodgers, they're a very, very good pitching staff. Even the Padres have, Blake Snell has thrown well the last 2 months, and Yu Darvish is in the mix as well. So that's as we start to. It's funny how the swings go, though. We're praising how good the lineup is coming out of Arizona, and then they have 2 down games, and it's like, oh, well, here's what's wrong. And it's kind of been that reoccurring theme. But
a lot of that is Goldie, Nato, and Pujols.
It is.
And that's the thing.
Definitely is.
I mean, DeYoung, I know he hit the grand slam the other night, but he's 2 hits and like 25 at bats. I mean, thanks for the grand slam. Don't get me wrong. Cardinals are already winning in that game late in the 9th inning, but still, he contributed. But yeah, I mean, he
stinks.
It scares me. It scares me down the line here. And the thing you wonder about Albert Pujols, you certainly don't want to. You have to take into what am I trying to say? Into
account.
Account. Thank you. I was about ready to say effect. That's not right. You have to take into account his age. You have to take into the account that, I mean, you look at him. He's not a model athlete right now. It's obvious. He looks like me in a baseball uniform, probably better. But you look at that and you think to yourself, okay, he's red hot right now, so I don't want to take him out. I want to keep playing him as much as possible. And, of course, he's got the advantage of DHing, whereas last night he played first, made a couple nice plays. But you wonder now if you're Marmol, it's like, okay, now what's the temperature down the stretch here? With still a lot of baseball left, how much do I keep playing Albert because he's red hot, or how much do I still want to continue to let him get some rest and be ready to go? But I think you shook your head. You're saying play him because he's hot, and let Albert tell you.
Exactly, unless he's saying something behind the scenes of him feeling the fatigue. I just think he's riding the wave right now. I think he's been rejuvenated, and probably we're saying he looks like vintage Albert Pujols. He probably feels like it. He probably doesn't feel 42 years old right now. And we've seen guys with the body types that aren't, the most shredded up, like David Ortiz, Big Poppy back in the day. I mean, that dude could rake. Was he hitting when he was 42 years old? Would he be a little bit more sore? Would he want to play in a doubleheader? I doubt we'll see Pujols starting going into tonight. Now, we could probably look that up and see by the end of the show whether that's the case or not. But I would imagine that he wants to keep getting at bats. I think it's important for him to continue to hit righties if he's going to be someone in a big game. Mm-hmm. If you got DeGrom on the mound, and if Pujols is going to be in that order, I want him to have seen enough right-handed pitching to feel comfortable in that situation. So with him hitting right now, and he's also got to think, I don't have that many games left.
Right. That's a good point.
What am I saving it for?
The clock is ticking, and that's the beauty of having the DH, is that you don't have to have the wear and tear every inning of him standing out there, whether it be in the heat during a day game or whether it be even at night. You don't have to have him standing there or trying to make plays. He can just relax on the bench. And that's not an easy thing to do, is just sit over there and then all of a sudden come in and go 2 for 4 or 3 for 4 or homer or whatever. That's not an easy thing, but if anybody can do it, it's our guy, right? It's number 5.
Just don't overthink it. He's hit like 365 since the All-Star break. Just in any other situation, put that guy in the lineup, and he's in the lineup.
You know who I like on this Cubs team? They've got a star in the future, I think, and that's Chris Morel, who I know in these 2 games, I understand he's 3 for 6, and it's easy for me to say, oh, of course, here comes Morel, and I've liked him all season when I've watched him play, and they're hitting him ninth, and he's doing what he's doing. And plus, at third base, I mean, this kid was playing, I think, center field when the season began. Now he's over at third base, and today when they had shifts on, he was basically a shortstop, and he's making every play. He's got a strong arm. He has speed. I just like him. I don't know, if it's one of those, you watch a guy and you think, all right, is this kind of a one-hit wonder kind of guy? But I really like what I see out of Morel for the Cubs, and I could see him being a thorn in a lot of teams' sides here in the next 4 or 5 or more years. I mean, he's young, he's fast. He, I think, hits for average. He doesn't try to overpower it. And defensively, from what I've seen so far, that kid has some really good defensive tendencies. So I feel like the Cubbies really have somebody there with Morel. Is he somebody I'm asking you something I don't know that you know, but was he brought up to the Cubs system or?
I just looked it up. They signed him in 2015.
What?
And he's 23 years old. So they signed him as like a 16-year-old, if I'm doing my math correctly.
Was he one of those trades for 16-year-olds that they made? Seriously.
They signed him.
Like Yu Darvish? Oh, so they signed him. Remember when they traded Yu Darvish for like 3 16-year-olds? So this kid is like signed in 15 and he's still only 23 years old.
And to bring it together today with Assad's another guy who's 25. They signed back in 2015.
Wow.
So I had the same feeling about Morel when we saw the Cubs in a earlier series this season when he was leading.
Same here.
When he was leading off.
Yep.
And it was the speed and the average was pretty good, and it still is for a rookie to be hitting 360, flash a little bit of pop with 12 home runs, and then he's got a handful of stolen bases as well. I think they got something there, and for him to be just 23, that's
impressive.
That's a guy to be excited about.
That's impressive for the Cubs. I mean, he's definitely somebody you want to maybe work under or work with, in other words, and try to build upon in the future because he looks really good. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you set up a little bit for tonight, Cubs-Cardinals. We'll see if the lineups are out for that, and we'll talk a little bit Illinois-Wyoming. I know we're kind of taking a little break on that, but it is game week. We heard from Coach Bielema, heard from Josh Whitman last night, or yesterday, I'm sorry, and then tomorrow we'll hear a little bit from Barry Lunny Jr., and also Ryan Walters, the coordinators. We'll hear from them and what they think going into week one. I know a lot of it is we're wanting to know certain things, and they're not particularly giving us the answers, but it's still fun to kind of understand what's going on. It is amazing to me that Brett Bielema feels really good about this team. I know he was on this morning with Stevie and Diane, and he really feels good about this team. There is something about this squad that he's liking. Now, is that coach speak? Is he trying to get us fired up? Or does Coach B really like what he's seeing out of this team?
I'd say most coaches, especially publicly.
Yeah, they're not going to come out and be like, man, we have sucked throughout the entire camp.
Most teams right now publicly like their team.
Yes.
I was even listening to something they'll drive over about how Scott Frost is excited.
Oh, boy.
Have you seen that thing?
Scott Frost! No.
Where he's mentioning we're having guys vomit 15 to 20 times. Like, you're counting different players. One guy vomits, that's one. Different guy vomits, that's two. 15 to 20 per practice.
Oh, boy.
But he's taking it as a good sign. He's like, it's not because we're out of shape. It's because we're pushing the guys that hard. But back to
extra effort.
Back to Brett Bielema. I know another on the flip side of it, of just a coach being excited about their team or putting on I don't know if this is the right way to put it, but putting on a front to the fans and trying to drum up some excitement. On the flip side of it, Brett Bielema knows what a good football team looks like.
Yeah, that's
so when
true.
he tells you that he has one, and I think that he's a pretty honest guy, for him to come out and say, I didn't come here to win 5 games, that type of stuff, I think he's a pretty honest coach. I think that there's also then a reason to be encouraged of he knows what a good football team looks like, and I don't think he would maybe go as far to say as I think we can surprise some people or be as good as we think internally if he didn't necessarily believe that.
Well, and it's funny because I don't know why, but I'm a guy that tries to read through what a coach says, probably because for 30 years that's what I've done, either in TV or radio. Essentially, as part of my job has been to interview coaches, interview players, and kind of understand where they're trying to go with what they say. I mean, listen, I've interviewed hundreds of coaches, And the one thing that I always look at, especially early in a tenure, is I would assume that I wouldn't want a coach like Coach Bielema to try to fool me as a fan and try to make me the fool by saying, oh, I'm really impressed with this team, and then all of a sudden you come out and win 3 games, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to hear that. Like when Ron Turner would have bad seasons, I didn't want to hear Ron Turner say, well, I mean, we like what we're seeing. We could win, a handful of games, and then the next thing you know, you barely win 2 or 3. I don't mean to pick on Ron. He won a Big Ten championship, last one Illinois had. So, I mean, it's just one of those where I feel like with Coach B saying that he feel like he honestly believes a little bit that this team has kind of surprised me. And these players since last season have kind of shown me that they may be ready to win. And the other thing that I give a lot of credibility to is this staff. And I feel like this staff really knows how to coach. Now, give me 2 more years, I could be sitting here saying, well, we're right back where we started for the 38th time, where a coach came in, you tried to talk well about him, and then the next thing you know, it flopped. But I feel like this staff and this coaching crew, they have the ability to coach these guys up. And I think once they get some wins and hopefully get some recruits, then that's when we'll start seeing, those 7 or 8 win seasons. But for right now, you got to prove it. And I think that's where Coach B's at. And I feel good that in his mind he likes this team, and we'll see. We'll see coming up quick.
No doubt.
This Saturday. So, all right, quick break. We'll talk some more Illinois football. We'll get you ready for the Cubs-Cardinals tonight. Short show. We apologize on that, but, blame the Cubs and Cardinals for that. We're back. It is The Drive.
Hey, Illini fans, Jets Pizza is hiring both full and part-time team members. If you enjoy people and you're looking for a fast-paced, high-energy job, then Jets is the place for you. Need some extra cash? Starting pay is $12 an hour, and there's potential for promotion based on attitude and performance, and you'll get a good employee discount. The hardest part of the job is being around that amazing aroma of the homemade pizza sauce. Drive for Jets. Be a part of the Jets family today. Apply online at jetspizza.com. Jets Pizza, better because it has to be.
Join the team at Stevie J Broadcasting as we take radio shows live in support of our Illini. Win great prizes and enjoy the food and drinks with friends as we head to Pia's off Springfield and Madison Champaign the afternoon before the big game. Our U of I Athletic Director Josh Whitman joins us Friday, August 26th, just after 5. Wear your orange and blue with the staff at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill and US 1059.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back to Trucker Lives Matter, presented by Gail Fredericks Trucking. Today we have a special guest, Donna, the operations manager at GFT. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Dixie. Thank you for having me.
Tell me, Donna, what's so special about driving for GFT?
First and foremost, our drivers truly matter. They get top pay plus opportunities for monthly bonuses, every weekend at home, paid holidays and vacations, and they are pre-dispatched so they aren't wasting time waiting on us.
Oh, girl, I love money. Tell me more about the pay.
We pay on percentage, so our rate increases have meant our driver pay has actually exceeded inflation. Our van drivers have averaged 78 cents per mile this year, and our flatbedders have seen 82 to 85 cents per mile on average.
Donna, tell our trucking audience how they can get on with GFT.
Our openings are limited, but professional drivers can call 765-793-7131 or email dixie@gftlog.com.
There you have it, drivers. Call 765-793-7131 today.
Become a member of the U of I Alumni Association or gift a membership for great perks. On your chosen career path as an Illini alumni, learn how to navigate phases of your journey with coaching from a fellow alum. Develop personal growth with great workshops. Experience Atkins Golf Club at the University of Illinois with a discount, plus tickets to the homecoming game. The Illini Union Bookstore will have a special rate on all branded merchandise for U of I Alumni Association members. Learn more at uiaa.org. Go Illini!
Get back to the things you need and love to do with physical therapy at Mettler Center. Two of the biggest barriers to starting therapy are getting a referral from your doctor and insurance coverage. But good news, Illinois is a direct access state, so you can start therapy without a doctor's referral. In addition, at Mettler, we accept all major insurances: Health Alliance, Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, HealthLink, Medicare, and most recently, Aetna and Cigna. We invite you to schedule a complimentary 30-minute consultation today. Visit us at metlercenter.com.
Hey, this is Ben Grice at the Humble Hog in downtown Paxton. And if you haven't been up to Paxton for our barbecue yet, let me tell you, you don't need a reservation. Just come on up. Barbecue with us is about as casual can get. We've got all your favorites. We're talking brisket, pork, amazing smoked turkey, our sausage. And while you're there, be sure to try the Paxton Punch. You can thank me on that later. Check us out online at humblehogbbq.com.
Hey, this is Tim Sinclair, public address voice of Fighting Illini basketball. You're used to hearing me talk about my favorite team during the games, but now I'll also be talking about my favorite fan store before the games. I've teamed up with Game Day Spirit to get you ready for the season. Just head to one of Game Day's 2 locations, at the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign, or at 6th and Green in Campustown. Or check out GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, official fan store of the Fighting Illini.
Tim Sinclair. He acts like he's got a good job or a good voice or something. Oh, wait, he does PA for like 900 teams. He's a stud. We're lucky to have him here.
A couple big ones.
Yes. We are very
Bears,
fortunate.
the Bulls, Illinois.
Yeah. He's got a pretty good year this year with Illinois, right? Not a lot of crazy basketball names, I don't think. Hopefully a new name we're hearing on Illinois basketball, and I had forgotten about this, so I know I said we'd talk a little bit about the Cubs, Cardinals, and maybe Illinois football. We're going to hold Illinois football for tomorrow, get back nitty-gritty on the Cowboys and the Illini, and we've said enough about Cubs, Cardinals. We'll see if a lineup is released before we go on. Right now, just the Cubs. But Amani Hansberry, the guy you've been tracking, the guy Illinois basketball has really taken a liking to, obviously, as their number one target in 2023. He's going to announce this Sunday.
He is. He's doing so on 24/7 Sports YouTube page. I think It's going to be at 3 in the afternoon. I don't know if that's Eastern. I'll have to check that. Either 2 or 3 in the afternoon on Sunday.
Why didn't he come to Pia's?
He should do that.
Let's reach out. No, I'm kidding.
It's a little bit of a trek for him
I was gonna say,
make the trip from Baltimore all the way over here.
Good
but
call.
Down to his final 5, Illinois, Penn State, Virginia Tech, Miami, Auburn. He is not visiting Auburn. It was something he was considering doing early September.
Okay.
Obviously, with him announcing his commitment coming up here this weekend, he will not be making that trip. And I'm sure a lot of people saw it. We put out our updated rankings on 24/7 Sports for this 2023 class yesterday, and Hansberry made a humongous jump going from he was outside of the top 100.
You were calling for that the entire time.
I was, and it was a good evaluation by Illinois for them to get in heavy when they did, which was back in late May, and really push the gas all in at that point. Was outside of the top 100. Now he's 52 overall in the class. He's one of the if you look at uncommitted big guys from the top down, he's one of the top 10 big men that are still available in this class. So a huge one for Illinois as you approach the weekend. They've gotten a couple of crystal balls here in the last couple of days. I think they're in a pretty good spot.
Okay.
And Chester Frazier's done a great job of keeping Illinois in the mix up until when they ultimately push the gas. He's got obviously great relationships out on the East Coast in particular, where Hansberry goes to high school in Baltimore. And Brad Underwood and his staff were really aggressive in terms of making sure throughout the summer, hey, we're going to have 2 or 3 coaches at all your games. Make sure you know that you're our top priority, and might pay off for him.
Is this more of a Chester Frazier recruit? If Illinois would get him, is he the guy we're giving advantage or we're giving credit to?
Definitely, and he's been familiar with him since his time at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was his first high major offer back when Chester was still on staff.
That's right.
Now, Chester wasn't the lead guy for him at Va Tech, but once he got to Illinois, then began recruiting him towards Illinois as well. And Chester spent a lot of time with him and his family, and knows the guys on Team Durant, his AAU team as well. So Chester's done a good job, and this would definitely be another one in his cap, in addition to Jaden Epps and Sincere Harris, if he's able to land him.
Remind me again, if Illinois does land Hansberry, what else would they focus in on 23? A shooter, or would they even need to? I understand, with the idea of the scholarships available, you just never know anymore. But is it Hansberry or bust, and that's it? Or you think it seems like when I read your reports There's not a lot of other guys in this 23 class, in other words. Now, the 24 class, you list, 15 guys thereafter, and especially 2 or 3 or 4 at the top that are teammates even. But in this 23 class, I feel like when I read your stuff, it's almost as though, all right, there's Hansberry, and then we'll see.
It is that. It has been mostly that, and it's very different from a normal recruiting cycle where usually you get to the fall and you got a handful of official visits that you can pinpoint, and you usually take to, depending on the class size, 3 sometimes in the past before this one-time transfer rule, you'd take maybe 5 freshmen in one class, and you took a bunch this year. That's actually what you got when you take the 4 guys from the United States, and then Zachary Perrin coming in as a freshman from France.
Right.
But a shooter is something that they definitely want, whether it be in the high school route or via the transfer portal. They think that they want a shooter with some size, similar to a Luke Goody, with another guy that's 6'6", 6'7", with some size and some shot-making ability. And now also another guard is something that they're interested in. Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn, the former Purdue commit, who decommitted from Purdue earlier this month. He's from Lafayette, Indiana originally. Goes to Mount Verde, same high school as Sky Clark this past year. And he's one that they've been pretty interested in now that he's opened things up. He's athletic. He's a good shooter. And he's someone that can do some things with the ball in his hands. So just, again, I've always come back to a big thing for Brad Underwood as he builds his team. And certainly there's going to be a different play style now. But having a really deep, talented stable of guards is important, and that's something they want for the future as well. So adding another ball-handling guard is something they're looking at, and this Purdue decommit is one they're pretty serious about, it seems like.
I was laughing when you just said he's athletic. Wouldn't it be funny if one time you're like, he is so unathletic, but man, he can shoot. That would be like Sasha, although he was pretty athletic. That dude he'd get you some rebounds. He was quick. Okay, one more time on Hansberry. If Illinois gets him, what would they be getting when he gets to Illinois? What kind of a player can we expect as Illinois fans?
He's 6'8", 225. He probably has played mostly as a small ball 5. I think that's probably his most natural position, and it makes sense for him to be able to come in. And if you have a bigger 4-man to pair him with, I think you can make that work. And you look, even just in 2024, him and Merez could be a good combo. Of course, you're still going to recruit James Brown to try to add to that front court mix as well.
Ty Rodgers still there as well?
Ty Rodgers.
Are you Baylor's defense now?
I mean, you might be. Hansberry is he's so tough. He's a great rebounder. He was a double-double machine at Peach Jam back in July, and he's a good post scorer, but also someone that can make some plays with the ball in his hands. Like, he'll push the ball up the court off a rebound.
Sweet.
His jump shot's getting better, can make some mid-range. There's just a lot of versatility to his game for a big man, and he's definitely got that dog in him, as he said. He's so tough and a great competitor and a winner. Won a state title last year, and he probably will again this year.
Okay, so around 3 o'clock, we don't know Eastern or Central, Sunday afternoon, you're going to find out, hopefully good news, on Amani Hansberry and Illinois. That's when he'll make his decision. Cubs Cardinals following us tonight.
2 p.m. Central, Sunday.
2 Central. Okay, there you go. Kind of late in that Bears victory. Oh, wait, the NFL doesn't start. We still haven't gone over our fantasy team. Can we do that a little bit tomorrow? Not that anybody cares.
That's fine. I was going to say, people are...
But just real quick, we can just...
Yeah, we can talk about some decisions
Yahoo gave me a B-, which is what I gave myself yesterday.
Yahoo gave me a B.
Oh, so somebody's bragging. Well, isn't that sweet? All right, Cubbies win 2-0 today over the Cardinals. They face again tonight. Woodford against... Yeah. Samsonite. I knew that name.
The Cardinals are withholding their lineup, so...
Samsonite.
They might not bat anybody, which is kind of what they've done the first 2 games.
Oh, you deserved one of these, by the way, right off the top. So consider that a double.
I appreciate that.
We're out of here. It is The Drive. Hey, we're going to Pia's Friday. Here's Jeff Davis to tell you about it.
Join the team at Stevie J Broadcasting as we take radio shows live in support of our Illini. Win great prizes and enjoy the food and drinks with friends as we head to Pia's off Springfield and Madison, Champaign the afternoon before the big game. Our U of I Athletic Director Josh Whitman joins us Friday, August 26th, just after 5. Wear your orange and blue with the staff at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill and US 1059.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business, as well as Central Illinois employees dedicated to providing you with professional installation and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
Out here in the great outdoors, taking care of yards, nothing like it. Listening to my favorite radio station between stops, nobody looking over my shoulder. I work for Spring Green. I'm my own boss. Full-time, health benefits, matching 401k, overtime, sales bonuses. I am the man.
Spring Green is looking for you. Want to work for the #1 locally owned lawn service company in Central Illinois? Apply at spring-green.com or by calling 359-2111. That's 359-2111.
Clay Dooley Tire and Auto Service can get you in and out so your vehicle is trip ready.
Gas mileage improves when your car runs well.
Get a tune-up, oil change, wheel alignment, brakes, and especially tires taken care of at an affordable price.
With the proper pressure in your tires, you can make a big difference in your vehicle's gas mileage.
Clay Dooley can help schedule a service visit online at claydooley.com.
Visit Clay Dooley, 311 South Neal Street in Champaign.
Open weekdays 7 a.m. till 5:30.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana.